Hello, hello. I'm Arsalan Ghani. I am from IMT, and today we are having Shivani Kaul. Shivani is she's the president of DSA WHU, and she's also a political activist. She's representing Anganwadi workers movement in India, and we are very fortunate to have her here on the eve of May Day. And hello, Shivani. Hello.
Thank you, comrade. Thank you for inviting me. And it's a pleasure to speak to you and all other comrades everywhere in the world.
Thank you, Shivani. Shivani, first of all, tell us about yourself and the organization which you are representing in India.
I'm a political activist. I'm actually a part of a workers group called Bigul Mazdoor Dasta, but I'm also president of Delhi State Anganwadi Workers and Helpers Union, which is an independent trade union of Anganwadi women workers and helpers in Delhi. And this union was constituted in 2015. And since 2015, we've led three major strikes in Delhi in 2015 itself, then in 2017, and in 2022, this year. And I've been associated with the union since 2015.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. So can you tell me about Anganwadi workers? So what kind of work they are doing, what kind of trade they are involved in, and how they are organizing across whole country?
Okay, so Anganwadi women workers are basically caregiving workers in India. So in 1975, the government of India, the central government, it had launched this flagship scheme called Integrated Child Development Scheme, under which these Anganwadi centers, Anganwadi is basically, like a small courtyard where kids from 3 to 6 years of age were supposed to come for their pre-school non-formal education, as well as they were supposed to receive supplementary nutrition through these centers. Now, government employ two kinds of workers in Anganwadis. There are, broadly speaking, two categories called workers and helpers. And funnily enough, these are not state employees. So they are not regular employees of the state, the karamcharis, and they are not even recognized as workers, not even mazdoors. They are called voluntary workers. And there are like different nomenclature government uses for them, sometimes social workers, sometimes voluntary workers, and they do not receive any salary or wages, they get honorarium. Which in Hindi roughly translates to mande. So they get honorarium and they are not regular employees. And government and the state, the capitalist state, has actually come up with this very, shrewd and clever idea of engaging these women workers from the very vulnerable sections of the society, from working class itself, and engage them in the very central task of reproduction of the labor power. So what they are actually doing, they are actually in the process of building new generations of the working class. So the children they are catering to, the needs of the children or the lactating or nursing mothers they are catering to, they are precisely the working class children and working class women. And these women themselves are from working class. And now government has actually taken away this onus from the capitalist class, from the bourgeoisie, and how state is subsidizing this entire work by not recognizing their work as regular work, by not engaging regular employees in this very central and crucial task, but actually giving them some meager honorarium and asking them to do all kinds of work. So the scheme started with catering to the needs of non-formal education as well as supplementary nutrition, but now it entails all kinds of roles. For example, these Anganwadi women workers, uh, during the time of elections, they are engaged as booth level officers. So they do all kinds of other works during the electoral period. They're also employed in carrying out census, carrying out the survey of stray animals, registering of deaths and births. So they do all kinds of work, and this does not count in their given responsibility or the responsibility that is stipulated in the policy. And sadly enough, they are not recognized as
Yeah.
voluntary
So,
workers.
so it seems that they are like highly casualized force of workers who are used by the government
Yes.
in a lot of work, and they are yet not recognized properly as a worker as per the law. And so, can you tell a bit about what are the key challenges and problems which are being faced by these workers at the moment?
So, for example, as far as our union, Delhi State Anganwadi Workers and Helpers Union is concerned, since 2015, we've been engaged in organizing these women workers for the crucial demand of recognition of their work. They should be recognized as government employees. They should be given all the benefits that are, given by government, by the state to all the government employees, because the kind of work they do, it should be classified as government work and as like regular work. So one of the challenges that we face is that state is not, recognizing this task. And our struggle since 2015, one of the crucial demands that we've been raising is, first of all, regularization of their work and recognition of these Anganwadi women workers and helpers as regular employees. Secondly, as a short-term goal, we are also asking for increase in their honorarium. So for example, in 2015 in Delhi, a worker used to receive 5,000 rupees and helper 2,500. And now imagine in a city like Delhi, which is one of the costliest cities across the world, a worker or a helper making ends meet in this meager amount of 5,000 or 2,500. Then after that struggle, their honorarium was doubled. And in the current struggle in 2022 also, the immediate demand was that their honorarium should be increased to 25,000 and 20,000 respectively for workers and helpers. The government did increase, but it was a very nominal increment this time. But yeah, immediately speaking, the short-term demand is that they should at least get the living wages. And the entire notion of minimum wage is also very problematic, because it's like keeping the working class at the bare minimum level of survival. So what we were asking for, living wages for all workers and especially for Anganwadi women workers. So apart from that, benefits like ESI, Provident Fund, summer vacations, winter breaks, whatever a government employee gets, they should also be given. So these are basically the key demands that we've been raising, and the government, be it central government or state governments, have not recognized these demands so far. So the struggle continues, and I think this is one of the main challenges that organizing these women workers.
Yeah, can you tell about the struggle, that how the struggle is going and when it started, and what are the challenges you faced throughout the whole movement up till now?
Yes, so the present strike, the strike that started this year, it started on 31st of January. But this strike, 2022 strike, also had a history, because since last year, because of the COVID pandemic and the way in which the pandemic and the lockdown wrecked the lives of working class in general and Anganwadi women workers and helpers in particular, it actually laid the ground for the objective conditions for a struggle to be initiated. So last year on 7th of September in 2021, there was a major rally on 7th of September in which uh, thousands of Anganwadi women workers, around 15,000, 18,000 women workers, they marched under the leadership of Delhi State Anganwadi Workers and Helpers Union to Delhi Secretariat. And we met with the minister, the Women and Child Development Minister of Delhi government. And he assured that your demands will be met and, we'll look into it. But nothing happened. And with COVID pandemic unfolding, the third wave coming in with the lockdown, tremendous pressure was mounted on Anganwadi women workers. So they were made part of the COVID vaccination drive also. And they weren't paid regular honorarium also. So then this background played a role in uh, giving impetus to the current strike. So on 27th January this year, we gave the notice for strike to the concerned department. And on 31st January, the strike started. And it was a huge strike, bigger than what we had seen in 2015 and 17. And we had three major rallies on 11th of February, then on 22nd February, and then on International Working Women's Day on 8th March, which was arguably the biggest uh, march on Women's Day anywhere in the world. Like 18,000 women workers participated. There was sea of red on the streets, and uh, the militancy and the revolutionary spirit that the strike was unleashing was creating a lot of trouble for the political establishment, for the central government, for the Delhi government. And on 9th of March this year, they imposed ESMA, which is Essential Services Maintenance Act, saying that Anganwadi services are termed as essential services, and a strike has been prohibited for 6 months, starting 9th of March. And we believe that it was one of the biggest political victories of our strike, because the state was in no position to combat the you know the revolutionary spirit of the strike, the militancy of the strike, and they had no other option but to resort to imposing ESMA, which is a very draconian black law and has been used couple of times, like in past also, on many militant struggles, because when state does not see any other way of putting an end to struggles, then it resorts to. And on 9th of March, temporarily we suspended the strike, and uh, the executive of our union, it decided to also approach court and the judiciary uh, with the belief that the judiciary of this country claims to be, non-partisan, claims to be very pro people. Then we thought, what better way of judging its credentials? And then we moved High Court. We filed a writ petition, and that matter is still going on. But after this imposition of ESMA, the state government and the department, it terminated the services of 884 Anganwadi women workers. And again, a writ petition has been filed in High Court, and that case is going on, and we've achieved many victories in that court case also, because the government was planning to terminate the services of 11,492 women workers. And there, mind you, there are 22,000 Anganwadi women workers and helpers in Delhi. And half of them were about to be terminated. But once this writ petition was filed, there was a stay on further termination. And there was again a stay on new recruitment. And so these were victories to our struggle. And also because apart from the court case, right now also the agitation is going on in different forms. For example, we are running this campaign called Naak Mein Dum Karo. This is Hindustani, this is like little bit Hindi, Urdu, but yeah, in English it would roughly translate as make their lives hell. So whose lives we are making hell is basically the Aam Aadmi Party government in Delhi and the Bharatiya Janata Party, the fascist BJP government in the center, because both of them were in cahoots in imposing this ESMA. So because Delhi is a half state, so Delhi government has also limited powers, and then there is LG, which is the representative of the central government.
Yeah, that's what
So
I'm
the
going to ask. That I think what we see here is a wave of attacks by the state using their all muscles. First of all, using their bureaucracy by imposing ESMA and administrative powers, limiting what you can do. That's very strange because essential services, they are not treating them as proper services worker. They are without contracts or proper contracts, and now they're imposing the ESMA law, which is draconian. I agree with you. And I think then we can see the victimization of 884 by laying off 884 workers. And as you rightly said, I think, do you have any hope that the judiciary will do something, or they are still dragging the whole case as far as I can hear from you?
the termination case is going on really well. I believe one of the reasons is that because there is a struggle going on the ground as well. So once you limit all your struggle to like legal means, then obviously it has got limitations. But we are not the union which is going to limit our struggle to only legal framework. And we've made it clear right from day one that the struggle that is taking place on the ground, on the streets, and this campaign that I'm speaking of, it's being run every single day. So like every single day, there are hundreds of women on streets of Delhi. And we, pinpoint one of the legislature, the MLA or a MP or a councillor of both these parties, and we ghirao them, we target their offices, and then we have our like demonstration in front of their offices, in front of their houses. So this has actually helped in the legal case also, because I believe that no judiciary functions in vacuum. They also know that there is an ongoing struggle, and this tremendous pressure is being faced by the judicial system as well, that they can't run away, because
Yeah. So
and the
can you?
and also
yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Kamlesh.
Yeah. So if you can also connect that, what are the political party, the roles of political parties in Delhi and the center, how they are looking this struggle, and are you getting any support from those parties who are ruling Delhi or the center, or any other opposition parties also even? Can you tell about that?
Both the Delhi government, which is headed by Aam Aadmi Party, and the central government headed by Bharatiya Janata Party, they've been playing very antagonistic role right from the beginning of our struggle. When the strike started, BJP, the fascist party, tried to maintain some sort of neutrality, because they thought that, okay, fine, the struggle is only against the state government. But once they got to see the red wave on the roads of Delhi, they also knew that this strike has got greater potential, and then they also showed their true colors. And we must not forget that the lieutenant governor in Delhi is the representative of central government, and BJP has always maneuvered LG around whatever it wants to get done. So LG, on the behalf of central government and the state government, they both imposed ESMA on the strike. So they both were petrified by the rising wave of the strike. So both these parties, and Aam Aadmi Party, because there has been a lot of illusion among the liberal sections of society regarding the politics of Aam Aadmi Party, but they are basically right-wing populist bourgeois party, and right since their inception, they have resorted to all kinds of things that a bourgeois party does. And as far as their ideology is also concerned, they always have played this soft Hindutva card. So be it CANRC movement in anti-CANRC movement in India, be it the Jahangir Puri, the attacks on the houses of Muslims and especially Muslim workers in Delhi right now, and all other issues. For example, Ram Temple, Article 370. Aam Aadmi Party has always toed the line of fascist BJP, and there should be no illusion regarding their real character. And mixed with this right-wing populism, they've got this NGO kind of reformism, because both Arvind Kejriwal and Manish Sisodia, the key leaders of Aam Aadmi Party, they have a background in NGO politics. So this toxic blend of NGO reformism and right-wing populism is what Aam Aadmi Party is totally about. And the small capitalist class in Delhi, the traders, the property dealers, and all this sort of class, they have found this new representative in form of Aam Aadmi Party. And
how do you see the other opposition parties? Are they also supporting your movement?
Now the Congress, it did pay lip service and it did extend our support, but our union had made it clear right from the day of our coming into existence that our stage won't be open to any electoral political party. So we've even if they are extending support, it's their democratic right. Nobody can stop them. But we also exposed these so-called claims of extending their support to Delhi Anganwadi struggle, whereas Congress is in power in Rajasthan. It's in power in Chhattisgarh, other states of India, where the Anganwadi women workers have the same plight. They are facing the same plight as is of the Delhi Anganwadi workers. And also, we must not forget that this scheme was actually launched by Congress under the Prime Ministership of Indira Gandhi in 1975. So it's Congress that initiated this scheme. So also, I want to point out that the High Court case that is going on in Delhi High Court right now, from the Delhi government, one of the key members of Congress, he is fighting on the behalf of Delhi government, Abhishek Manu Singhvi. So Delhi government is being represented by a Congress leader in Delhi High Court against Anganwadi women workers. So I believe all these bourgeois electoral parties have been thoroughly exposed, as well as all kinds of revisionist so-called left parties.
How do you see the role of other soft left or other parties, liberal parties like CPM or other parties? Are they also supporting you?
Yeah, you term them, quite rightly. They are liberal social democrats, and their politics is thoroughly anti-working class. And now they've long back they have forsaken the path of revolution. They don't have anything to do whatsoever with the revolutionary politics of working class. And as far as their role in the working class movement is also concerned, it's very detrimental, because they have actually acted as renegades of the working class struggle. And not only in the Anganwadi women workers struggle, where they have played thoroughly anti-worker and treacherous role, but also in other workers struggle across India. And in Anganwadi women workers struggle in Delhi also, they actually were trying to sabotage the strike. And right now also, they are trying to act as strike breakers. And during the 2022 strike, and also prior to 2022 strike, in 2015 also, they were thrown out of the Anganwadi women workers by the workers themselves because of the kind of role they had been playing. And our union, Delhi State Anganwadi Workers and Helpers Union, has always appealed to all the workers in general and to the Anganwadi workers and helpers across India to build independent revolutionary trade unions and to cut their ties, because we must not forget that these are like big federations. And uh, because they've been active in working class movement for a long time now, workers also, because of the lack of any revolutionary alternative, tried to tail end them. But now with our strike, we've received so many calls and so many messages from Anganwadi women workers across India that, for example, in Madhya Pradesh and Maharashtra and Karnataka, that we also want to build our independent trade unions. Please try and help us. And we are also trying to build this channel of organizing these myriad struggles and try to rope them together. And let's see,
Yeah, that's what
how
I
this
want to
goes.
say. My next question would be that what are you doing for creating this solidarity with other trade unions, with other working class movements across the country?
So, for example, as far as independent uh, trade union movements led by any working class organization or a trade union, our union has been uh, supporting them whole soul, and we've extended support to other workers movements in Delhi and other parts of country also. As far as this particular sector of Anganwadi is concerned, as I pointed out earlier also, we are trying to build a network, forge a network of independent trade unions. And we've started to travel to other states of India also, so that these independent trade unions can come into being. Because we must not forget that this is primarily a central government scheme, and whatever demands we are raising are being raised by other Anganwadi workers and helpers in other parts of India as well. So a concerted and united effort on an all India level is what is needed right now. And uh, I must say that the Delhi struggle has actually acted as a ray of hope for many struggles, because the kind of times we are living in, with the fascist Modi government in power, and the uh, destruction of the working class movement uh, consciously by these fascists in power, this is for all to see. And this struggle taking place right in the middle of times that we are living in, it actually uh, played a crucial role in giving this hope that
Yeah,
united movements are possible, and it's only the working class that can actually pose a serious challenge to the fascists in power and to all other bourgeois parties.
right.
So I believe that I think one of the lessons that we've learned from our struggle is to make this more widespread, to get in touch with other like-minded organizations, independent trade unions, and then build a militant working class movement anew, afresh.
Good. So, what are your now demands, and what are the future line of course of action regarding your movement? So, where you think this whole movement will be going?
So tomorrow is the Labor Day, the May Day. So tomorrow we are organizing a rally. It's the immediate task that we are organizing this rally from Mandi House to Jantar Mantar tomorrow. And as far as our struggle is concerned, it will uh, continue. And also, although we are challenging the order of ESMA in the court, but even if we get an adverse judgment from the court, we've decided then we'll break the law, and once again the strike will commence in the coming months. And meanwhile, the struggle is continuing. Strike is just one of the forms of struggle, but otherwise our struggle, our agitation continues as before. And one of the key demands that confronts our struggle and to all the struggles led by Anganwadi women workers elsewhere is recognition of their work as regular work, their regularization, uh, uh, getting benefits such as ESI, PF, maternity leave, These are long-term demands, and the short-term demands would be increment of honorarium and making it, you know, to the extent of getting a living wage. So these are our immediate and long-term demands, and our struggle still continues and it will continue.
That's really great. Thank you, Shivani. Thank you today for joining us and sharing your thoughts. As you know, there is this today's May Day event, and there's May Day going on. And do you have any message for the workers of the world, whoever they are listening to your message? Any message to all of the workers around the world?
First of all, I would like to extend our deep felt solidarity to all the struggling workers across the globe. And Delhi State Anganwadi Workers and Helpers Union has itself received tremendous support and solidarity from all across the world. From example, from the UK, US, Australia, Nepal, Pakistan, we have received so much love, so much cooperation, so much solidarity from other workers. And it's our bounden duty to extend our solidarity to all the struggles that are going on. And what better occasion than May Day to extend our solidarity. And I believe that workers of the world have nothing to lose but their chains. And this is the time that we reiterate our resolve to end the drudgery, the penury, the kind of exploitation that capitalism is unleashing on the workers across the globe. And working class movement throughout the globe is the only way out against the system as a whole, the system driven by profit motive, and also against the right-wing upsurge, the fascist upsurge that we are witnessing in so many parts of the globe, and especially in India. Mm-hmm. So what better day than May Day to reaffirm our resolve. So my heartfelt solidarity to all the comrades and all the workers across the world. Thank you so much, comrade, for inviting me and letting me share my views. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shivani. Thank you very much.
Yeah.